Hey everyone, welcome to our biweekly TGM lives where we talk about everything and anything that's going on in our community. Whether you're new here or you've been here a while, I mean, there's something for everyone. So, welcome. We're definitely going to be diving into one of our six pillars of self leadership. This month, it's all about spiritual health. But before we get to that, let's do some intros. My name is Vlad. I'm known as the Abundance Cultivator here at the Grounded Man, and I'm joined by none other than Braden himself. Braden, man, how are you?
Yeah, good, Vlad. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Braden Stockfish. I'm the visionary of the Grounded Man here. So I'm kind of at the helm, working to grow this community of men in person and online. So yeah, happy to be here. I love that we've started doing these conversations together and finding ways to stick to it every couple of weeks. So this has been good.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm coming across nice and clear now. I got a fresh setup going on. I mean, minus my unfinished basement background, but hey, hopefully we're getting better here, right? We're
Yeah,
constant
yeah.
improvement. That's what matters. Um,
Messy action, right? It's
Messy
better.
action. That's it.
Better than
That's it.
waiting for something to be perfect.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Brayden, I haven't seen you in a couple of days.
Mm.
We had a great sharing circle there last week, but sounds like you had a pretty exciting weekend. So, why don't we hop into that and yeah, man, give us a little how were things, man?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I missed the meeting. It's always tough when I'm not able to be there for the Thursday regular in-person meeting. And but sounds like it was a powerful session. But yeah, I was away. Yeah, one of our brothers that was, on Soulcraft retreat with us last year, Silas. Um, yeah, he had a wedding this weekend, and it was a powerful time, and it ties nicely into spiritual health and kind of what we're talking about here. I had the honor of being part of one of his groomsmen, and this was a very like you know untraditional wedding. Silas. You met him and see he's kind of really of the earth and looks at the world in a different way, and I've learned a lot through him around my like relationship to nature and spirituality, which is what nature is to me. And so I was part of being a groomsman, and we had a couple bachelor parties, quote unquote, because it was totally different than what our cultural norm is, right? We went up into a cabin in the woods one of the guys owns, and the first time we were there, we built a fire in the middle of winter with a bow drill, friction fire. And the
Mm.
next time we were there, we went in the forest for hours and found a tree that we, cut down with an axe and a handsaw, and then cut it into pieces and hauled it back to the camps or to the cabin, and we carved a paddle, canoe paddle out of this tree that we had cut down. And it was such a cool intentional thing to do as a group of men, and we maybe shared like one beer between four guys throughout the weekend. So very much like a different vibe than what most would expect, but so fulfilling and nurturing. And anyway, uh, you know, the cool piece was this weekend where we had a fire going, and we lit this fire as a group of men. We gathered on the Friday night. The ceremony was on Saturday, and then we closed the fire Sunday. So at all times from Friday to Sunday, there was one of us there, like tending to this fire through the night, 24/7. Yeah, super cool. And one of the guys that was there brought coals. He kept coals from the initial fire that we had as a group in the cabin in the
Mm.
woods. And he kept wood shavings from the tree that we carved into a paddle. And we used that to start the fire at this ceremony. And it's
Oh,
like, that's spiritual health to me. It's like so much intention, slowing things down to the pace of like really connecting with things like, not as inanimate objects, but as an energetic frequency that we're like constantly in exchange with, and to like have that foresight to keep those things and bring it in that way and create this like cycle that is fueled by all this energy. Like it was such a powerful thing to see and be part of, and have my own offerings to give in that space. So, that's what's fresh in my mind right now when I think about spirituality, and just kind of blown open coming back into the world right now.
Mm. So you're telling me you guys didn't go out on the town, get obliterated by the drink, and just forget what happened the night before? You actually connected and built bonds, and yeah, but it's refreshing to hear, right? Because I feel like it's such a special moment. Whether you want to call it a bachelor party or even just the essence of everyone getting together like that and reconnecting. I think that's what that stuff's all about, right? And I think we lose sight of that with, how modern society is supposed to do these kind of events. But
Mhm.
I mean, even for myself, like it's as you're talking, I'm realizing like for me, I had a wedding. This is a couple years back now, but we did something similar where we rented a house on a lake,
Mhm.
and we were there a couple of days before the wedding, and it was exactly that. It was never about like we had good food. There wasn't really the guys I was with. They weren't any drinkers, so it was all about the games and the stories and the experiences that we shared. But like
Yeah,
to me, of all the bachelor parties that I've been a part of, that's the one that stands out the most
yeah,
because of the bonding and like I remember going to the wedding and just being like, these are my brothers now. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
love every single man that is standing here next to me. And I just don't know if you can build that level of connection unless you like really like that's exactly it. It's that spiritual connection, right? It's electric, man. Yeah, I know. I love it, dude. I think that's so sick.
It
Yeah.
really is. And I think I heard something recently that like real true ceremony is never for like the people involved, right?
Hmm.
And so that implies it's for something else, right? And so that something else tends to be when we look at our ancestors and lineage of humans, ritual and ceremony has always been, especially around a fire. It's been like part of our genetic code essentially because it's been around that long, right? And
Hmm.
we've strayed away from that in our modern culture. We still have rituals, but we don't really like put intention to them. We just kind of do
Hmm.
them because that's what we're supposed to.
Hmm.
So like taking that back and weaving intention into it, and that's where we make an offering in this. Like this was an offering for like union, matrimony, like a wedding. But it could be an offering for a birth, a death, just connection in general, right? And it's like we start to bring spirituality into the everyday. Uh, are there ways that you kind of do that in your day to day that help you to kind of feel that connection to that inner whisper we talked about last time?
Oh, for sure. But before I get to that, I'm just you got me thinking something about fires. Um, isn't there something magical about fires? Like you'll get a I'm just thinking like whenever people get together and we know we're gonna start a fire, right? It's like, okay, let's gather the supplies, let's get everything set up. But then when there's all this excitement and buzz around getting the fire going, right? And then once it's lit, the way it just like brings everyone to it. It's
Yeah.
like it's this thing just in the middle, but everyone is like they're connected. You feel like there's just a magical aura. I can see why our ancestors used to get together and share stories and experiences around the fire. There's something like even if you don't understand what it is, there's some internal magic around when a fire is lit where everyone just sits around it and just like takes that energy in.
Mhm.
It's so fueling. And yeah, to your question, I mean, for me, that whisper has been getting louder and louder when it comes to like nature and its call. I actually share this during our Thursday meeting of just I I'm kind of getting sucked into like life and the bills and the job, and it's got to take care of this and got to take care of that. But I mean, that voice aside, if I look internal, there's constantly a voice, and I'm fortunate enough that like I have nature right in front of me. Like I'm literally looking onto it right now, and that constant call from like the greenery and the forest of saying, "Hey, like come, relax." You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like embrace this, and I find it truly magical because for me, the more I listen to that voice, the more I find myself wanting to take care of this natural beauty that is in our world. Like even the way like I've done my garden and the way I've set that up to like make it feel like it's integrating into the land, and the way I like do I want to chop that tree down or not? You know what I mean? Like for me, a big practice is forest bathing, where like I will literally just go into the forest and I'll just have it recharge me. Like it doesn't,
Mm.
but there's a magic around that because I find that like whenever I'm stressed or busy and stuff, like that's the best way for me to just like recharge, leaning on a tree, just like rejuice the soul, the spirit. And I find that I really need to listen to that inner voice more. There's something there. There's something that's calling for it. And I know we can get busy with life, but I mean, for me, it's leaning in on that because I'm finding so much more internal peace and satisfaction in all the other aspects of my life. The more I connect with it, you
Mm.
know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. It's like filling up your cup, it sounds like, and then that
Mhm.
just spills over into all the other things that you're already doing.
Dude, it is. And I just find that like nature is so abundant in what it offers us. And it like the crazy thing to me is like we cut down trees, we destroy like there's so much as humans that we like damage that we can do to nature, and yet nature never really like it just regrows. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you do to it. It never like retaliates or anything like that. It just continues to give back in its like constant abundance. And I find that the more you take care of it, the more it gives back to you. The best example of that is like is a garden, right? Like you plant these little seeds. You know what I mean? They're so insignificant, but then you nurture them, you take care of them, and all of a sudden, like you got this growing garden of just like an abundant amount of like food and stuff that's coming off of it. And it's like, wow, like it's so there's so much giving
Mm.
from the natural world, and it's I just find there's a lot we can learn from that because I mean, if you take away its abundance and you take that into the world, like you can give that back too, whether that's through love or care or whatever way you want to give it back. Like there's
Yeah.
something to be learned there from nature for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important, like what you said. Yeah, I agree with a lot of it. It's making sure, and I know you're not, I know you, so I know this isn't the
Mhm.
case, but just to be clear of like I think we need to make sure we're in that like right relationship, to a point there you can take, but if you're just like obnoxiously taking, like we see it in the world, there is a response, there is a retaliation, not in the way that
Mhm.
we might do it as humans, but it's
Mhm.
like, oh, that place that was so abundant is now a desert because like
Yeah.
you didn't really nurture the relationship, right? And I think that's an important piece. You can talk about a garden going from seeds to abundance, and it sounds amazing. But just like life, man, like, you can see me today and be like, oh wow, he's does a lot of cool things. But it's like, well, it took a lot of work to be able to be where I am. That
Mhm.
garden took daily tending and
Yes.
weeding and nurturing. And it's like that's what a spiritual relationship requires, is like that daily tending and checking in and nurturing. Forest walks for you, getting outside, connecting to the breath, connecting
Mhm.
to nature for both of us is such a huge one because man, I walked into the forest yesterday after being like so stimulated with people and driving and stuff going on, and getting back home and winding down and just like going into the forest for a second and just, wow, everything slows down,
Mhm.
and it's just like, oh yeah, okay, like the recharge that you spoke to happens there.
There's actually a quote that's coming to mind, and it says that nature doesn't rush anything, but still everything gets done. I mean, so
Yeah,
much truth there.
yeah,
But No, it's just, but just like you mentioned, I mean, just like tending a garden or nurturing and putting in that effort, I mean, it's the same. Like if we look at our spiritual month, which is our pillar here this month, like it's listening to that inner voice,
Hmm.
right? It's because a lot of times, like you might not know what it is, you might not understand it, but that doesn't mean shove it to the side and forget it. Like it's trying to like what is it trying to tell me? Like, it's that just give it a little bit of time and attention. And then just like a garden, like that little bit of watering, nurturing it, like what is it, where is it taking me? How is it making me feel? Right. And all of a sudden it leads to exactly what you mentioned is you don't go and become the man that you are today just like that. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and effort and energy. But I think where it starts is that first that listen to that smallest faintest of whispers, right,
Hmm.
that's saying, hey, there's something here for you. um I don't know, is that how you feel about it too, or
100%, man. I mean, we touched on it last time we did this a little, and
mm-hmm.
I think that's the practical piece that guys can start to connect to. It's like, great, spiritual health. Like, what does that even mean? Like, the things I'm
Mm-hmm.
mentioning maybe don't connect for people, but the piece of that little whisper you mentioned, right? The voice that comes in those like little moments. It's the first response of like, yeah, go move towards
Mm-hmm.
that thing, or like, no, 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 say no here. And
Mm-hmm.
those little hits, but then the mind comes online, and the mind like has all its stories of why it wants to protect us and keep us safe, and so we usually ignore that voice. And I think everyone knows
Mm-hmm.
that. Everyone can connect to that idea that like there is that little inner wisdom, and that's the relationship that we want to nurture here. That's what self-leadership is. That's what all of these pillars, even though they're different in their own way, they're pointing back to that voice that we want to strengthen and build into, a king. I like to use that metaphor and kind of archetype to
Mm-hmm.
to work with.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
how, we have that workbook. That's what we offer
Mm-hmm.
guys, like an easy way in, or a door to open on this is our free workbook that helps you to connect to that inner whisper. So you can get that. We'll throw a link every episode here in the notes. Yeah, anything else you want to touch on, Vlad, before we wrap things up here?
No, it's I mean, it's just like you said, it's when it comes to spiritual health, I mean, it doesn't it goes well beyond what conventional society might perceive as spiritual like health. But if you don't know where to get started, or if you're wondering this or that, just I mean, just like we've said, like just listen to that little whisper. And if you need help with it, like man, like we've got I mean, the resources available, just like you mentioned. I mean, I think it's a fantastic place to start to really like help you even identify like what is that? What am I even like? How do we even look for that whisper? Because some guys don't even know how to do that, right? So, I mean, it's a great starting platform. And then, of course, I mean, we've got guys like Yella, right, that are part of our group that are just oh, I could listen to that guy talk all day when it comes to like spiritual health, and like it just opens up a whole world. Which is really an invite to kind of all the men out there is, I mean, if this is a space that calls to you, I mean, our brotherhood goes, I mean, yes, we have our six pillars, but I mean, if this is one that calls, I mean, we play on all of them, and it's really about building men that are grounded across every pillar, not just strength or intellect or no, 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 no. We try to build complete men, or at least help you discover what it is that you want to become. So yeah, if any of that resonates, I mean, guys, come out, right? And well, it's actually very convenient that we have our open house this Thursday. So yeah, I mean, if anybody's in the Ottawa area, I mean, they can come to that, and you can check out. And yeah, our brother Yella will be running that one too, right? So that'll be cool if anybody really wants to dive into spiritual health.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's our monthly open house. I always love when new guys come in. We've had a few new guys join us in the
Mm-hmm.
last couple of months, and really amazing additions to the community already. Uh, but yeah, like you say, Yella. love, he's really in his element in this pillar. And so
Mhm.
excited for him to share what he's got with the group this week. And yeah, I mean, cool. If this hits any ears from men in Ottawa and uh, you know, yeah, if you come out to Canada on Thursday night, it'll be worth your time. Uh,
Sure. What else? I guess the other fun thing to mention, totally unrelated to maybe the pillar, but or anything that we've done actually is I guess we're starting our board game get-togethers. So that'll be happening this Sunday on the 22nd. So we'll be doing the first get-together for that, which will hopefully carry on a monthly basis. Just a way for us to kind of get together, connect, share some laughs, and anyways, it's and this is the beauty of our community. It was an idea that sparked from another get together that we had. It was one of the guys leaning in and saying, "Hey, this is something that I'm interested in. Who else is?" All of a sudden, "Hey, I am," and I think there's six guys confirmed there for this Sunday coming up. So it's yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the beauties of our community is if you have ideas or things that you like or things that you want to do, just put it out there and there's usually somebody that's also interested in that, So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the nice piece of that is like we're doing the work, as they say.
Hmm.
Like, yeah,
Hmm.
we're doing this stuff where we're growing in all these six pillars, but we're also, yeah, a real community where we're, going out and meeting each other for events and sharing hobbies and things like this. So it's really I love, this is one of those moments when I see something like this happening that it like makes my heart swell because I'm like, yes, like this is what this is about, the Thursday is just the foundation or our online meeting, that's
Hmm.
just the foundation. If you can go and create this in your own community, in your own world and bring it to life there, like that's the mission.
Hmm. Did well, talking about online space, what you feeling there, July? I know it's a little early, but we can give people a little nugget here. Hey,
Yeah, I mean,
what you
it's
thinking?
3 weeks away, July 8th. So, mark the calendars. We're kicking off Tuesdays. It- we'll do a bit of a later session for these for the summer because I know people value their time and outside and enjoying this beautiful weather. But yeah, we're gonna kick off the online space. So regular meetings on Tuesday nights for guys from anywhere in the world to join us. We had this going a couple years ago, and it's such a powerful space. Like, yes, in person is amazing, but we can go deep online, and so I'm excited to have those spaces open again for guys to join. Yeah, reach out. We would love to have you there. We're gonna have our first meeting on Tuesday, July 8th.
Yeah, and the online space is exciting too because you open it up to more than just the Ottawa area. You open it up, geez, like you guys have been international before, right? So, I mean, you get different perspectives and people living in different parts of the world. Heck, it's even different time zones. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
guys are in different moods throughout the day. It's pretty powerful for. So yeah, I mean, even if you can't, if you're not here physically, I mean, heck, you can be here online, and we're fortunate enough that we live in a world where we can connect 24/7, 365 anywhere in the globe. So that's the beauty. So yeah, mark July 8th, guys. It's yeah, that'll be exciting. And yeah, pretty
And yeah, the
sweet.
best place to stay connected, as always, is our Discord server.
Mhm.
Again, I always put that in the comment here, and it's on our website. But that's our private online community. We have over 100 members and growing. A space where we stay connected as a community and share resources and tips and events like this. Our online space and our in-person events, retreats, and all that, and as well, we just share resources. Guys are talking, planning some of these things,
Mhm.
asking questions, getting help. So it's a great space and a place to start, a great starting point to get into this community and get access to a lot of really, really powerful resources that are available to you for free.
Yeah, cool. Well,
Awesome.
I think that's it for today. So yeah, I want to thank everyone for being here, and yeah, I guess we'll catch you all on 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, everyone.